Welcome in, along with Mike Renner. I'm Steve Palazzolo. Today discussing the NFL's best at everything. What better way to describe the best players at every little facet of the game than using the PFF database? There's a full article over at ESPN.com as part of your ESPN Plus package and over at ProFootballFocus.com as well. So let's get into it. We had a whole bunch of different categories, Mike, but we'll talk about the more interesting ones. Starting on the offensive side of the ball, the best overall grade on offense this year so far, it's Drew Brees at 95, and he's also the best quarterback in the pocket, 95.5. Special season so far for Brees. Yeah,
no real surprise here. He just has not missed throws this year. There's not a lot of downgradable throws in his repertoire. He's completing 77.3% of his passes. I mean, that's unheard of territory. It's not just because he's dinking and dunking with the football. He's still on throws 10-plus yards down the field, completing over 68% of his passes. That's just an absurd rate, likes of which we've never seen before. If he sustains that, I mean, he's the runaway MVP.
Yeah, so even over Patrick Mahomes potentially. Yeah. So it is a really good battle, though, between Brees and Mahomes. We have a full discussion on that MVP race here on the YouTube channel. When we talk about the best quarterback outside the pocket, though, it is Patrick Mahomes, and by a wide margin. He has over 200 more passing yards than the next closest quarterback. As great as Mahomes has been in the pocket, that was the big question. Could he, play within the structure of an offense coming out of Texas Tech? But he always had this special ability outside of structure.
I think that's what makes the Chiefs so dangerous. You have all these weapons offensively, and then even if Mahomes doesn't necessarily find them right away, even if the scheme doesn't get them open right away, he breaks the pocket, and then good luck covering those guys 6, 7, 8 seconds. He's going to find someone. And most quarterbacks, you say, oh, force him outside the pocket, usually going to get a lot of throwaways. Usually that's a good thing. With Mahomes, he's just even more dangerous.
No, he's finding plays, big-time throws, also leading the NFL outside the pocket. The guy that we've compared Mahomes to stylistically, Aaron Rodgers, he makes this list for the best at avoiding turnover-worthy throws. He has done a really good job this year not putting the ball in harm's way when throwing the ball. Has a few bad fumbles in there. But what have you seen from that? A 0.85% number, by the way, for the turnover-worthy throws. That is absurdly low.
It's absurdly low, and it's almost detrimental to the offense because he also leads the NFL in throwaways by a good margin, which is basically other quarterbacks might be taking chances down the field, throwing it to a one-on-one guy, maybe giving his guy a shot. Aaron Rodgers isn't doing that, and that's why he's basically not put the ball in harm's way. But it's also leading to a lot of 3-and-outs, leading to a lot of drives that sort of stall because he's just not. No one's making those plays for him down the field.
He could learn a little bit from Joe Flacco, too. Instead of throwing it away, you just chuck it up down the field, try to pick up that 40-yard pass interference.
Never hurt anybody.
There is something to that in today's NFL. All right, enough with the quarterbacks. Let's get to some other positions. We have down for the best deep ball wide receiver, a couple guys that we had tied, and I think might surprise some people. Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks, Adam Thielen from the Minnesota Vikings. Not the fastest guys, not the biggest guys, but guys who just know how to get open and win at the catch point down the field.
Yeah, Adam Thielen has been absurd this year. It's just every single level of the defense, he just seems to get open. Kirk Cousins doesn't have a ton of time to throw it, so he doesn't get a ton of deep balls in that offense, but when he does, Adam Thielen just can separate with the best of them in the NFL this year. And then Tyler Lockett, we've liked him for a while, has good deep speed. He's made a lot of plays down the field for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he can get behind the defense, but he's also made a ton of contested catches despite his small stature. At running back, we've got the toughest running back to tackle right now. It's Kareem Hunt with 41 missed tackles forced.
Yeah, led all these starting running backs a season ago in elusive rating. Probably going to lead all of them again this season in elusive rating. He just breaks tackles, whether it be in the run game, passing game. We've seen him take screens to the house where he breaks one guy and then goes all the way. The dude's got incredible balance.
That's the word. The scouts like to use contact balance as the phrase, right?
I say balance ratio, but that's
balance ratio. You made that up, and I like to run with that. Kareem Hunt's the #1 balance ratio in the NFL. Let's go to the offensive line. The best pass blocking and run blocking offensive linemen, both tackles. Best pass blocker right now is David Bakhtiari. The best run blocker is rookie, even though he looks like a veteran, Mike McGlinchey from the San Francisco 49ers. Let's start with Bakhtiari. Is he at this Joe Thomas level of pass protection at this point over the last 2 years?
I think he is. He's helped out a little bit by Aaron Rodgers because a lot of people still want to keep him in the pocket. People try to bull rush him a lot, but the fact is he just doesn't give up a lot of pressures via the bull rush. He has a very strong anchor. One of the biggest issues early in his career was play strength. He's improved every single year, and now basically just doesn't give up bull rush pressures. You got to have to do something else to beat him, and he really hasn't been beaten that much.
Yeah, I remember his rookie season, the majority of his pressures came on bull rushes, and that's almost unheard of. Great improvement there. And then McGlinchey coming out of Notre Dame, where he was an outstanding run blocker, and it's great that he has continued that, but more impressive the fact that he's actually leading all tackles as a run blocker. Has issues in pass pro so far, but run blocking has been excellent.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan asks a lot of his offensive tackles, asks them to get out and run, asks them to do a lot of the things athletically in that running scheme there in San Francisco, and he can do them all. And that's what we saw from him at Notre Dame, and it's translated immediately.
Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. The best overall grade for anybody on the defense, perhaps no surprise if you follow the YouTube channel here. It's Aaron Donald. Have we talked about him enough? I mean, he's really
you guys know. He's
best season. Best season of his career, too. So 94.7 as of right now. Best season of Donald's career. Let's go to surest tackler. This is one of my favorite ones that we put out there because Bobby Wagner has been absolutely incredible. Tackling or missed tackles, they're a stat that seemed to fluctuate a lot for defensive players, but not for Wagner. Incredible what he's done the past 2 seasons.
Well, it's hard to fluctuate when you never miss a tackle.
Right.
That's basically the ideal scenario there. He's only missed 3 over this season and last season combined. All 3 of those came after he was actually injured and tried to come back at the end of last season. It's pretty, I've never seen quite anything like it. Just guys miss tackle. It's difficult to tackle people in the NFL. These are as good athletes as you'll find on planet Earth, and he's taking them down every single time.
Yeah, even the best players in the back 7 miss 7, 8, 10 tackles a year because they get to so many plays. Wagner gets to so many plays and still finishes them. Let's wrap it up with the best ball hawk. And the way we've calculated this is we said, okay, every time a guy's targeted, are you picking the pass off or breaking it up? And it's Casey Hayward. He's done that 27.3% of the time. That he's forced an incompletion, and he was our #1 graded corner last year, but the best ball hawk as of right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have the interception numbers that he had a season ago, but he still has the playmaking ability. He's still one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. No real surprise here. That's been his MO ever since he came out. The very first year, he allowed a passer rating under 32 when targeted there in Green Bay out of the slot. Has since continued to be that guy. Career really blossomed on the outside here in LA, and he's as good as he gets.
So there you have it. It's the NFL's best at everything. We just scratched the surface on the list. The whole list is over at ESPN.com and at ProFootballFocus.com. Be sure to check it out. You can find out the best quarterbacks by every route, the best defender by every route, and a whole bunch of other good stuff.